Hey guys, Eric Wong here again, and I'm back. This is part 4 of my nutrition-itsu video series, and I've been having fun so far. Hopefully the content has been engaging and entertaining for you as well. So again, if you have any questions, just leave them down below and we'll get to you. We'll see what I can do about helping you out. Okay. Now, in part 4, what we're talking about here, we're getting to the top of the pyramid and we're talking about the micronutrients. Okay, so part 1 was about whole natural foods. Part 2 was you as an eater. Last video was about macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. And part 3 is about micronutrients. So what are micronutrients? Micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, enzymes, bacteria, and I'm also going to break down, because I didn't break it down in the macronutrient video, fats. We could break that down a little bit further. All right. So you see this list, we got 6 different things on the micronutrient category. What's important? Well, they're all important, but again, look to the pyramid. A lot of people get caught up in this area, the micronutrients, the macronutrients, but the main focus, most of your results is going to come from the first 2 areas. You know, whole natural foods, eating real food and going natural, you as an eater, being able to eat and follow a plan and stick to it long term. Those are the most important things. Once you get beyond that, once you master those things, you want to take your performance to the next level, you want to take your body to the next level, that's when we start to move up the pyramid. All right. So what are we talking about here? Vitamins. 2 main classes of vitamins. You got the fat soluble vitamins, you got the water soluble vitamins, all the different letters, A, B, C, D, E, K, all these different vitamins. What do you need to know? Main thing, eat a variety of fresh, natural produce, so fruits and vegetables. Don't eat the same thing. Don't just eat apples and don't just eat lettuce. You know, go to the grocery store nowadays. I'm in Canada here in Toronto. Grocery stores, I'm very lucky. I can eat anything. There's any type of food pretty much. I was in Thailand. I saw all these cool different fruits. When I came back to Toronto here, all the same stuff. I just never noticed it before. So for the most part, most of us who are living in developed countries and metropolitan areas, we've got a wide variety of fruits and vegetables available. Try out different things. That's my advice for vitamins, okay? Try out lots of different things. And if you're eating a fruit and or a vegetable, with every time that you eat at least 1 serving, you're gonna get most of the vitamins that you need. You don't have to go too crazy. There's a recent article came out about supplementation, and it was from an editorial published in the Annals of Internal Medicine. I don't know why they call it the Annals of Internal Medicine, but it doesn't sound like internal medicine that I want for myself. But they're talking about how I think 3 doctors did a review of some different studies and said, okay, you don't need vitamin supplements, or most healthy people don't need vitamin supplements. And I believe that to be 100% true, because I think that whole natural foods are better. They contain vitamins, minerals, enzymes, phytonutrients, all these different things that all work together in a complex. And when we take these vitamin pills and we create these supplements, you're isolating this one aspect of food. So say, okay, they look at oranges and they're high in vitamin C, so vitamin C must be helping people prevent colds, because people who eat more oranges have less colds than people who don't. So let's isolate that vitamin C, let's stick it in a pill, and then you take that vitamin C and you're good to go. Well, that is flawed thinking, because that vitamin C is working together with hundreds, even thousands of other little nutrients, some things that we can't even measure, we don't have names for, because when you get to the phytonutrients, these are things in such small trace amounts that we can't measure them, we don't have names for them, all right? So everything in nature is found in some type of complex form. There's no isolated, you can't go into nature and just grab, okay, I'm gonna get some iron. I'm gonna go find some iron and eat some iron. No, you eat meat, which has iron in it. and has a bunch of other things in it that help to digest and help you to absorb that and get it into your body where you need it to go. Okay, so vitamins, eat lots of produce, eat lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. And I forgot to post this link under the whole natural food video, and I'm going to update that video, but I'm also going to post it down below, and it's talking about the fruits and the vegetables that you want to eat organic, and those that you don't have to eat organic. So those are things that where you don't find as much pesticides, the ones that you don't need to buy organic, but the ones that you do need to buy organic, those ones have been found to have lots more pesticides in them. Okay, if you can afford to eat all organic, do it. But I know that's a limitation for a lot of people. So just focus on the list. Buy those, top 10 organic, or the foods that you eat a lot, very often organic, and then the rest don't worry about so much. When it comes to meat, I prefer free-range, grass-fed, pasture-raised, natural meat from a local small farmer. Not this industrialized stuff where you'll have like 8 cows in this area that I'm standing in right now, sitting there being force-fed food that they shouldn't be eating, living in their own filth, and then being pumped full of hormones and antibiotics because they're getting sick. I recommend that you avoid that stuff. So find a local farmer. I just sent out an email to my local farmer that I get my beef and pork from, and I get like a quarter of a cow, and I just take a bunch of it and then get some of my friends and my family who are interested in this stuff as well, distribute amongst them. And it's cheaper that way. I get high quality stuff for the same price that I would buy the normal stuff in the grocery store. Just takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of freezer space. Okay, so that's vitamins. Minerals. Minerals are things like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Then you got your little trace minerals like iron, zinc, all those different things. For the most part, again, if you're eating good meat, you're eating fruits and vegetables in good amounts and a variety. Minerals is not something that you need to think about too much. Okay, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more when we get to the very top of the pyramid. And in this top of the pyramid, I got DNA. But right now, minerals, the only thing that I suggest is sea salt. Whether it's Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink sea salt, one of those two, have those and add those to your food. Add it to your water, and you're going to get sodium, you're going to get potassium, and you're going to get all these other trace minerals that your body needs to function properly. Avoid table salt as much as possible, like standard iodized salt. Avoid that stuff because that is pure sodium chloride, and that is giving you too much of this one mineral, sodium and chloride, and not enough of the other stuff, and it throws you out of balance. It's all about balance. Your body needs certain amounts, but it needs certain amounts with other amounts of other things. And when you throw those balances out of whack, which we're going to talk about when we get to fats, that's when you run into problems. Okay, so when you eat whole natural foods, you eat a good variety, proper amounts. You're slowing down. You're letting your body, say, "Hey, I'm full. I don't need to eat anymore." You're not eating the processed stuff that throws the dopamine for a spin, for a whirl in your brain, gets you eating way more than you need. And you're paying attention to food and what you're eating, so you're not rushing, and you're actually eating the amounts that are good for you, and you're naturally eating the amounts that are good for you. You don't have to consciously count them or stop yourself short or stuff yourself if you feel like you need more. Okay? Then the natural food comes in natural balances, and we can sustain ourselves that way and sustain ourselves in a way that's going to help us be healthy, have lots of energy, and get lean, ripped, muscular, all those good things. Okay, so vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients. The only thing with minerals, Celtic, Himalayan sea salt. This stuff, you have to have this stuff. It's great. When you're training, throw a pinch in your water. So you got a 500 milliliter bottle, just take a pinch between your thumb and your index finger, drop it in, and you're good to go. You're gonna get those electrolytes that you need, and you're not gonna get the food coloring and the sugar that you get in stuff like Gatorade. Phytonutrients, talked about that already. That's stuff that we don't need to think about, calculate, name, just eat fruits and vegetables and you're getting them. Now, here's two topics that you don't hear about too much, enzymes and bacteria. So enzymes are things that help us to digest, typically. They also help to improve, I guess, chemical reactions in our body. But when we're talking about nutrition, that's what we're thinking about is digestion, digestive enzymes, all right? So sometimes we need to supplement with digestive enzymes if we're trying to heal our bodies and if we're trying to, fix something that's broken. So if we've got a digestive issue where we're not digesting food properly because maybe we've been, killing ourselves with processed foods and sugar and, iodized salt and all that stuff for years, then we might need to improve our digestion through the use of digestive enzymes and a supplement. Another area where they become really beneficial is when you're out eating at a buffet, for example, say you're at a birthday party. Digestive enzymes can help you to break down the overabundance of food that you take in so that it doesn't block up your digestive system and cause problems going forward. One other area that I found beneficial is traveling, or if you're going to eat something kind of sketchy where maybe it's not the cleanest food, digestive enzymes will help to break down some of that bad bacteria and get it out of your system. Okay, so a couple enzymes, I'll link down below to the ones that I use, 2 brands, Garden of Life and BioTrust. Those are the 2 that I've used that I like. Next up, bacteria. That's probiotics. So whenever you hear the term probiotics, we're thinking bacteria. And our body has all types of bacteria in it, in our digestive system. And we think of E. coli as bad bacteria, but it's in our digestive system. I think if we probably got rid of all the E. coli in our digestive system, we wouldn't be healthy. So again, it's about that balance. But you don't necessarily want to eat E. coli because it proliferates a lot. And then it kills other good bacteria. It outcompetes the good bacteria, okay? So there's a lot of different strains of bacteria and that are talked about, lactobacillus, acidophilus, all these funny bacteria names. You don't have to get too in-depth in that stuff unless you're, trying to heal some kind of issue. The important thing is getting good bacteria in, eating it regularly. And the way I like to do it, whole natural food. Let's go back to that. What are some of the ways that you can get good bacteria into your diet? Sauerkraut. And the key to sauerkraut is you have to look on the label, and if it's vinegar, if it's made with vinegar, then it's not going to have that good bacteria. All right, so you got to get the stuff that's just basically cabbage, water, and sea salt is good. A couple brands, Bubbies. There's this one brand called Bubbies. Another one is Eden Organic. Those 2 brands make sauerkraut that is naturally fermented that will give you that good bacteria. Another way, kimchi. So kimchi is a little Korean cabbage, spicy cabbage. It's similar to sauerkraut. Get the stuff that is not full of vinegar and it's just naturally fermented. All right. The Koreans, they like to use other ingredients like color and sugar and stuff like that. So look at the ingredients list. The more natural you go, the better. All right. So sauerkraut and kimchi, those are 2 good ways. Those are the main ways that I get it in. Yogurt is another way that a lot of people get their bacteria. I personally don't eat a ton of yogurt anymore. I used to eat yogurt all the time, but because of my DNA, I don't eat it so much anymore. So we're going to talk about that in the next video. But yogurt is a way. And I also make some bacterial foods. Like I make ketchup that is fermented personally because I don't eat the regular stuff. You get the Heinz ketchup that is full of high fructose corn syrup and sometimes even color and artificial flavors and preservatives and stuff like that. I make my own ketchup. Okay, and that's, maybe I'll share a recipe to that. I got the recipe actually from a book called Nourishing Traditions that's got a ton of good ideas on how to make your own fermented foods, condiments, and other ways to get natural, healthy bacteria into your system. Okay, not everybody's gonna eat sauerkraut, kimchi, or make their own ketchup. So for those of you who are not gonna do those things, look to a supplement. And you don't have to supplement all the time, but every once in a while, say for a month, supplement with a probiotic and make sure you follow the schedule, build up the good bacteria in your body, and then, chill for a bit. Supplements aren't things that you have to take for the rest of your life every day. All right. A couple brands again, same as the digestive enzymes, BioTrust and Garden of Life are 2 brands that I like and I trust. All right, so finally, let's get down to fats. Now fats you can break down into a few different categories. You got saturated, you got polyunsaturated, and you got monounsaturated. And as opposed to trying to get perfect amounts and counting your calories here, there are three main things that I think about. Saturated fat, eat good meats, and use coconut oil, extra virgin organic coconut oil. So use that stuff to fry, especially if you're doing a higher temperature stir fry or something like that. Not only will not break down and oxidize, and it doesn't go rancid easily, but it also adds good flavor to stir fries, especially Asian style stir fries, okay? So eat natural meats, have coconut oil. Let's jump over here, monounsaturated fats, have a variety of nuts, use olive oil, and eat an avocado every once in a while, okay? Then you're gonna get your monounsaturated fats, all that you need. Finally, let's talk about poly. A couple different types that you gotta think about. O3, omega-3, and omega-6. So you've probably heard the importance of omega-3s. Now, good idea to eat fish once or twice a week, and it's probably a good idea to supplement with omega-3s. That is the only supplement that I do recommend most people take on a fairly regular basis. Okay, so in omega-3, I prefer the liquid versions. So Carlson's is a good brand, Nordic Naturals, Nutrition. Those are all brands that I've used that are really good. The reason why I recommend the liquids, and you have to store those in the fridge and you don't want to cook with them, but liquids, you have to take like maybe 2 teaspoons or 3 teaspoons a day, which is super easy. Whereas if you're taking the pills, you might have to down like 6, 10, 15 pills to get the right amount of omega-3s in your diet. Okay, so the recommended amount on the bottles is often not enough. We want to get somewhere between 2 and 3 grams of actual omega-3 fats in our diet. If you're not, that's not enough. All right, so omega-3s have been really beneficial for me in terms of joint health. I definitely notice it. My joints feel a lot better. That's the main thing that I've personally benefited from, but there's lots of studies, tons of studies on omega-3s with respect to things like depression, mood, cancer, skin health, fat loss, all those things. So good idea to get an omega-3 supplement. And the key here is this balance. That's what we're trying to fix. In our diets today, especially if you're eating any type of normal meats, like conventional industrialized farmed meats, your omega-6 is going to be way higher. And if you're eating out and you're eating any types of fried foods, your omega-6 is going to be much, much higher because they use the vegetable oils like canola oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, corn oil, stuff like that, which is super high on omega-6. And I think her name was Antonia Diamandis. I could be completely off, but she's a big researcher on omega-3s. And the key to omega-3s is the balance between omega-3 and omega-6. Traditional diets, you had about a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 omega-3s for every omega-6. Okay, but modern diets today with all the stuff that I mentioned, the oils and the industrialized meat, the balance is like 1 to 16 to 1 to 20. So the ratio is totally screwed up. That's why an omega-3 supplement and eating grass-fed, naturally raised meat is a good idea to bring that O3, O6 ratio back into natural balance, okay? So that is my spiel on micronutrients, and that is, remember, it's a little bit higher up on the pyramid, so it's not as important. All the stuff that comes below is stuff you should be working on and mastering first, all right? But this is the stuff that we tend to focus on. And as you can see, I've made it as simple as I could for you. And like I said before, we're gonna be talking about creating unique and specialized diets inside Power Dojo. So if you wanna help be coached and to create a good balance of all these different things that we're talking about, and more importantly, get the support that you need to stick to it, then consider joining me in my inner circle. All right, guys, so we got one more video to do on nutrition-itsu, and that's the very top of the pyramid, and that's DNA. And we're gonna talk about some cool concepts there. So stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.